Hi, this is Dan from Magic Pachinko Restoration, and this is your look at your Besta fully restored Pachinko machine. Right now, it's sitting in the cabinet that I made for it. It's not attached; it's just in there. And if you notice, the light for ball out is lit. So those are just some things I wanted you to be aware of. You have seen the pictures I sent you, so everything came off the machine, everything except the playfield. The playfield stayed on. Everything else came off, was thoroughly cleaned. The nails got all pulled out, polished, put back in, realigned. I've checked it for alignment. The machine plays very well. I like it. It's a nice machine. Okay, now the wiring. I have it wired like a typical Pachinko machine. One light will light when the balls run out, and another light over here will light up when you do make a jackpot. This machine at one point had another switch and an additional power supply, probably a 24-volt power supply. I didn't have a 24-volt power supply, and I had no idea where the other switch went because somebody had cut all the wires. But on the back side of what's called the center attraction, there's an electrical arrangement there with a solenoid that would pull these arms up or let them go down, one or the other. Again, the switch would be made somewhere and it would activate these arms. So when the arms are down, anything that falls down is going to go funnel into the center, where if they're up, they're just going to drop through and not give you a prize. So what I did is I disconnected the spring back there. It's not hooked up to anything electronically, and you have a choice. You can either play it with these down or you can play it with these up, your choice. This will give you more wins. The other way would give you less wins. Okay, you'll see that when you drop it in certain areas, the tulips will open and close and so on and so forth. There's another little push down here that opens this and gives you access to your ball handling mechanism. Once you get the machine set up, you really shouldn't have to touch any of this. It should just, I played for about an hour and it just was flawless. So I'm real pleased with it. Again, I like the machine. It's a very nice working machine. Whoa, forgot that's not in there. Okay, so when you close this, you see the two catches here. You want to push where those two catches are. Now once you get it mounted in the cabinet and on the wall, you'll be able to push. But right now, I've got to be able to support it. But you want to push right where those catches are, and then it'll latch back in on the back side. Okay? So once you get this mounted on the wall, you're just going to run a couple of screws up through the bottom and a couple of screws in through here right into the outer cabinet. Once you get this all in here nice and flush. Right now it's flush with the front. Once you get the back cleat on, it'll come out and be flush with the back, or the front, or the top. What am I talking about? Okay? All right, so let me turn this around. So I did put a power supply in here for you. This is just a 12-volt power supply. I had to put it into an extension cord so it would reach. So this is where it goes into a little circuit board I made up. This one light is on now because there's no balls. When the weight of the balls is on, this will get pushed down and that light will go off. This was broken. There should be a counterweight here, and I really didn't have a part to fix it. Essentially what would happen is this should go up with the counterweight, and then this lifts a gate and won't let you feed any more balls in when you start to run out of balls. In other words, when the balls are down to this point, this would come up, the light would come on. So the fact that doesn't work doesn't work the way it's supposed to is not anything that will affect the machine. you'll know how many balls you have, and when you're simply going to transfer them from down here up to the top. And I will give you this. This is just a little catch tray with some soft material in it. It's going to sit right here. The balls are going to exit the machine here and here, so you want it about there, and that will catch the balls. Okay, so if you notice, there's two wires here, and this wire is not, there we go. Okay, so up in the cabinet are holes. Okay, so you're going to feed that wire up through the hole, and then once it's mounted and screwed in and tight, when you want to open the entire machine and let it swing out, you're simply going to grab this and just lift up on this wire. It'll lift up on this latch, and it will let the machine swing out. So that's what this one's for. This other one over here is, again, will feed up through. You lift, and it will let you open the front glass if a ball gets hung up or something like that. So that's what these two are for. When you do open the unit up to load balls and so on, this wire will go down. I actually haven't tried it. It might be too short, a little too short. You don't want much sticking up here. That's why I didn't make it really long. So you may have to, when you open the door and then close it again, you may have to, as you're closing it, feed this back up in. So, okay, now to load the balls, right now, the cleat, the other part of the cleat that I'm sending says this side to the wall. So this is going to get, if this is your wall, this is going to get mounted to the wall like that, and then this will sit, the cabinet will sit on it like that, okay? And again, this is what's going to make the top of the machine tip out and be flush. So that'll be in there like that. And then you're going to have to open it up to be able to load the balls in, okay? All right, so that's how that works. So what I'm going to do right now is, I think, well, I don't know if I can tip it back or not. No, I can't tip it back enough. So what I'm going to do is try to quickly get this out of, turn it around and get it out of the cabinet. So that I can show you how to set it up. There we go. Okay, move the cabinet back a little bit. Okay, now you got to be careful because it's kind of tippy. Okay, so for the first time use, you're going to check a couple of things. Make sure that this red fork is out of the way. That will, if it were this way, the balls wouldn't go all the way through. This little arm here is spring-loaded. You really don't have to worry about it. But this is, if you ever wanted to empty the balls out of the machine, when the balls are in there, you go like that, and they'll just exit right out of the machine. So you don't have to worry about that. Some of them you have to set, but that one's spring-loaded, always in the right position. The other thing you want to do is check your, this is called the seesaw. You want to check your seesaw to make sure that it's in the right position by pressing up. So the seesaw sits on an angle like this, and that's in the correct position for the initial operation. When a ball enters the front of the seesaw, it tips, lets the ball out, and then it resets. So when I carried it, it tipped down. You want to make sure that this is always up before you start to play. Okay. So now you're going to take some of your brand new Pachinko balls, and you're going to load them into the top hopper. And now you notice the weight is pushing down on that switch, which turned your ball out light off. The balls load down, they go around, come around, and now they're into the jackpot chamber, which is here. They're ready to go. Okay? So now I'm going to turn this around. Okay? Then you're going to feed some balls in here. Now the first time you launch a ball, nothing happens. It takes one cycle to get the ball inside the machine, so nothing happens there. Now it'll launch a ball. That goes into the drain, that gets caught in that tray that's back there. So that was a payout. The lights. This is a 10 machine. The 10 means that 10 pachinko balls are won. So the ball dropped straight down through, activated the jackpot. Now, when it went straight down through, it reset those arms so that they're up now, not open. So it does make things a little tougher. There, okay? When it goes in here, it will drop through and open this one. Now they're both open, making it easier to get into them a second time. Okay, so that's the way your machine works. And then what you'll do, after you play a while, you can launch the balls as fast as you want to. Okay. Once you play a while, this will start to fill up. You can push back. It feeds balls down here, and then you'll simply transfer them from here. You'll open up your cabinet by pulling on that wire. This will open up. You'll grab the balls, put them in the hopper, shut it up, and keep playing. So that's how it works. If you have any questions, call me, and I hope you like it because I had fun restoring it. Thanks. Bye-bye.